Can you hear me now?
Now,
Nice.
now we can.
Yes.
There you go.
Hello, everyone. Today I'm going also to show to talk about my experience and about my working process throughout this postgrad. I will try to be kind of quick. First, starting with the overall structure of the program. It lasts like 4 to almost like 5 months, and it was a structure. It was divided in 4 modules, and each module was like focusing on a um, specific, let's say, like section. The lessons that were offered by the institute were live or recorded. That way, it was way easier for me to try to follow them at my own pace and adapt them to my personal schedule, which I really appreciated. Regarding the modules, a quick introduction. Like module one was an introduction in programming. We learned how to work in Python, and I was really new to this. So in the beginning, I was a little bit lost. Module two, we dive deeper into programming, and we also like got familiar with concepts like OpenBeam and IFCs, etc. Module three, it focuses on visual programming. In that case, we used Grasshopper, and sometimes we also use like ArchiCAD and Revit and try like to its interoperability. And in module four, basically we work with Dynamo. It was like more or less the same logic as Grasshopper. About like my learning like progress, let's say module one and two, they were like kind of difficult to me because they were also really condensed and they were only in like a few weeks, and it was like a dive. I was diving into like deep waters, and the most challenging one was module two. Because my background like it's architecture, so it was really difficult to see how I can use these informations that I'm getting. Uh, let's analyze a little bit in depth. Module one, we start like working with Miss Marilena in Dynamo. In the beginning, the material that had been shared was like overwhelming, and I didn't know where to focus like on. But in the end, the important thing is that in the end, I realized that we don't have like to master everything right away, but the important thing is like to build a foundation which we can like expand on later on. In module two, it was way more challenging, as I said before. Here we got like more familiar with the terms of OpenBeam. We got introduced in OpenBeam, and we learned about IFC documentation and also some libraries like IFC OpenShell or Bonsai. And through this, we learned how to manipulate IFC files, extract information, and create schedules and tasks. It was really valuable, like an interesting module, and I personally would have liked it to see it more integrated to the rest of the program, something that I didn't see. Module three, Grasshopper. We worked in Grasshopper, and we tried like to connect it with other like softwares like ArchiCAD and Revit. And our main task here was like our final assignment was to create like a design workspace, all parametrically. And we have been provided with a site plan, um, which we were like which had some limitations and some requirements that we had to follow. So this is like my design process. I don't know if I should like explain everything, but for example, I'm taking like the outline of the plot, and I'm creating like a shape. In that case, a spiral that will not exceed doesn't exceed like if you see on the first like image, it doesn't exceed like a certain offset of the plot. Then I extrude this one to a surface, and I try to assign and to stack boxes one on top of each other. What was really interesting for me was when I tried to combine the Ladybug software in order to adapt each rotation of the boxes according to the solar exposure that it has, and make it like in the end more efficient in terms of, let's say, energy like consumption and etc. This was like the most interesting part. Then I also like try to focus on like divide like all the elements, which it is like slabs, walls, windows, the columns, the main staircase. Some of these parts, we is seeing them for first time. Because back then I didn't have like time to finish like everything. So after like the third module delivery, I had more time to refine the to refine my project. Another thing, I tried to use Python as well in as an attempt to gap the bridge, like to bridge the gap between module one and the rest of the modules. And it have been proved like really helpful because it helped me a lot with moving on, like solving problems that I couldn't solve with Grasshopper components alone. The key advantage of this module was the weekly task that helped me like a lot to stay on track and like and follow the timeline, and in the end like develop like a design that it's complete and fully parametric. And it's really interesting the fact that I realized that with like with a few sliders, you can like automatically change the parameters and change the shape and rotation and the scale of the model in within seconds. And I'm planning like to use this software, to use Grasshopper in the future, as it will help me a lot like to follow a more sustainable, let's say, way, and follow like more passive design solutions. In terms of module 4, so module 4, we were working in Dynamo. We also explored a little bit how to import data from Excel or to import data from AutoCAD, to import AutoCAD files. And our main like task was to try to retrieve, manipulate, and return data from the project that we developed in module 3. So what I attempted to do was to create like a shading system optimization. So I went back to Grasshopper. I retrieved some information and I exported some Excel files. What I did is like I exported radiation values from for each window of the project, and then I imported them to Dynamo, and tried to create like a shading system that according to for each window according to the amount of radiation it receives, it has different shading type. So I created like a threshold of 3 different types of shading. If the radiation received is kind of low, it will receive no shading system. If it's medium, it will receive fins, and if it's maximum, it's like really high, it will receive overhangs. And here's like the final result. And it's really interesting because in the end, I noticed that it's not only functional, like what I did in Dynamo. It was also like pleasing, like as a visual effect. Here, it's also something else that I have been working on. I also didn't share this with in my final assignment because it's incomplete, but I would like to share it with you. That has to do with the carbon embodiment. I attempted to calculate the carbon of embodiment of all my project. Right now, the steps were first to go on an online database and retrieve some carbon intensity values. This is like the Excel that I collected manually. And then I imported these values and I tried to extract information for each material that I'm using, and then find how much carbon is integrated in this material. And then in the end, I'm exporting like a final, let's say, finally Excel informations of the total carbon integrated to each different material. And here we see like a small bar chart that helps also to visualize this information in Dynamo.
Marina, time's up. Start concluding whenever possible, okay?
Okay. Some final thoughts. So Python, it gave me like the basic like knowledge on how to work and how to optimize some workflows, and I'm planning to use it further when it comes to Grasshopper as well. I think it will help me to solve a lot of problems there. Module 2, I'm still trying to figure out how I can use this information that I got. Everything was really interesting, and like I'm really curious to explore open beam concepts further. Module 3, definitely I'm gonna use Grasshopper in my design from now on. I think it creates really dynamic designs, and also I want to focus more to sustainability. And I think it helps me create design that it's more like conscious in terms of environmentally conscious. And module 4, I like the fact that I can get some data and manipulate them, such as carbon embodiment. And I think this is something that I'm going to work on further, and it will help me a lot. And in general, like I think this program like equipped me with really valuable tools to and help me like to improve my workflows, and also to contribute more environmentally to more environmentally conscious work. Despite of this being really condensed and really intensive, I think it provided like a lot of information that and practical insights. And I will try to get like all this information and apply them to my future projects. And in the end, thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to my professors and to you, Elisa, for like all the attention and all the knowledge shared, and for like guiding us throughout this program.